Welcome to Global Insiders Podcast. I am Ryan, the peripatetic one, bringing you information about opportunities relating to jobs, traveling, and any information that can elevate you to your rightful place in this thing called life. You can find more information and how to methods on globalinsidersgroup.com. That is insiders with an S. And here is today's show. The previous episode was so popular that I had to get another insider on the show. So please continue doing whatever you are and get ready to learn and to be entertained. Welcome to the show, Lens.
Hi, hello everyone.
Please
Hey
introduce
Ryan.
please introduce yourself to the insiders.
Hello insiders. So my name is Larry Martinique, but everybody calling me Lance. I'm 27 years old and I'm the French yard boy. That's how I would introduce myself.
I like that. Well, I will admit that you seem to be a man of mystery. You ooze enigma
Yes,
because I
correct.
really could not tell where you're from. And even now that I'm listening to your accent, I still can't really tell where you're from because I'm hearing a little Trinidad thing,
Trini
yes,
accent.
in there. So,
Exactly.
so come on, tell us a little bit more about that. How did you get this wonderful accent?
All right. Well, my life, as you could see on my Instagram, is very pointing on travels, okay?
Yes,
But I'm from France. I'm a French national, but
yes.
from the Caribbean. Um, I'm from a little island between St. Lucia and Dominica. Not too many people know about that island, but it's Martinique,
Okay.
okay?
So
So this is what,
now's your chance to tell the world about Martinique. Just tell us like maybe
right.
two or three things that stands out about Martinique, please.
Yeah, okay. So it's the gate of France in the Caribbean. I would dub it like this because it's obviously the weather, the scenery, the land, and even the people. We look alike a lot. You know,
Yes.
we are very cheerful people. We love to dance. We love our spicy food and things. But what makes it different between the other islands that I've seen is, of course, that little French, vibe in it, in terms of culture, in terms of the language. Obviously, um, you would see if you come to Martinique, not many people speak English, right?
Oh,
But
really? I didn't even
yeah,
know that. I know that it's French dependent, right? But in
right.
terms
It's a French.
yes, but in terms of even the language, I was thinking maybe half and
Yeah, we
half. Yeah, like
no,
French
we
and English.
speak French from France.
Okay.
And it's very funny because we are between two English speaking islands,
Right, yes.
and even even with that, the people, they don't really get into learning a new language because we remained in a very strong relationship with France, mainland France. So that's something also I want to share, is that situation has led me into my studies and what I'm doing today in my job, my daily
Okay,
job.
but let's just hold on a little bit on that part. So,
Yeah.
regarding traveling to, let's say, the other islands, do you have any difficulty in doing that? Let's say if you want to go to St. Lucia, can you just go on a boat and go over to St. Lucia, or is that?
Yeah, we have boats going to St. Lucia and Dominica, but it's not very well developed because, as I told you, the people here still have some difficulties to go to other islands in terms of just because of the barrier of the language. But the fact that we have a French Creole here
Yes,
in
yes.
Martinique that is also shared with St. Lucia and Dominica. So even even the people who can't speak English, you still can go to St. Lucia and Dominica and speak Creole with them, and that really helps the movement of the people. And that's kind of cool, because you are a French speaker speaking Creole, French Creole with an English speaker, and it's amazing. I love that.
Okay. Is it? I mean, I don't know much about French Creole, but in terms of, is it easy for you guys to understand each other? Because, for example, like let's say if I should use Jamaican patois,
Yeah,
you could pick it up within a day or two. If you're an English speaker,
true,
you
true.
could pick it up, yes. But
Yeah,
at the same time, when you hear it at first, you wouldn't understand it. So when you hear Saint Lucian speak French Creole, can you
yeah,
pick it up right away? Will you understand
yeah.
it right away?
That's the magic of it, because it's like we speak the exact same language, but obviously the solutions they would add some English words inside the
Okay,
French
okay,
Creole.
okay,
But
okay.
the the basis of their Creole is mostly French, and that's why I find it amazing that they are actually able to speak that Creole even without speaking French. Because for us, it's much easier because French is our mother language.
Yes.
But for them, they are great at that. I don't know how they do it, but we understand ourselves
Yeah.
very clearly. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So quickly, just one more time, just to tell the insiders about Martinique. What's the population size of Martinique, so they can get a good
Okay.
idea?
So we're like 3,500 people in
Okay.
the whole island. It's small, but at the same time, it's not as small as St. Lucia, even Dominica. I would say it's in Caribbean size. I would call it a medium-sized island.
Yes.
And the thing is, most of the population lives in the capital of the island, which is Port-au-Prince.
Okay.
And um, yeah, that's one problem, because the north part of it is much more empty of people, but it's very beautiful. This is where we have a huge mountain, a
Yes.
volcano actually, called Mont Pelée, and
Yes.
it was famous because of an eruption in 1902 that destroyed the whole north of Martinique. And there was only one survivor. He was in jail, and the jail protected him from the eruption.
Imagine that. Wow, a bad
Yeah,
situation turning good.
very bad.
Mm,
Yeah.
yes.
And the south of the island is mostly the beautiful white sand beaches, much more a touristic area.
Okay. So many tourists visit Martinique yearly.
Oh, yeah. And many tourists actually coming from France, obviously, but recently we are developing our tourism towards Canada because you also have, with Quebec, you have French speakers from Canada coming to Martinique. But we also want to improve with the North American tourism.
Okay.
So with the US and obviously with the Caribbean, but it's still very hard for our Caribbean brothers to come to Martinique because it's expensive and you obviously have the visa requirements, which are the ones from France. And this is,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Understood.
because
Understood.
you're entering France and therefore European territory when you're
Okay.
coming to Martinique.
Okay. Interesting. Very interesting. I'm learning a lot already. All right. Well, thank you for that. Thank you for that. So
You're,
back to you. What type of
yes.
student were you in high school? You seem like you could fit into so many different categories, from nerd to jock to yes, you do, you really do. You're, as I said,
Yeah.
you're enigmatic.
Okay. Well, I would say I was a good student. I was learning my lessons and things. But my passion was, yeah, language and geography, right?
Oh, okay.
These were my two favorite things, and that's why after I graduated, I did international relations,
Yes.
and I wanted
This is at
to,
university, right?
yeah, university,
Yes.
and this is where Jamaica comes into the scene,
Yes.
because I studied at UWI for 1 year,
And
UWI Mona,
yes, and for the
and
insiders who don't know, UA is University of the West Indies. So University of the West
yeah,
Indies,
that's
Mona.
what it is in Jamaica, and I fell in love with the country.
I can imagine. But what exactly did you fall in love with in Jamaica? What about Jamaica do you like?
What about Jamaica? Everything, man. Um, the culture.
Yes.
First, I think that you Jamaicans have one of the most vibrant, most crazy and awesome culture in the Caribbean. The music, the arts, the all this was fantastic, and obviously the people in Jamaica were so welcoming when I was telling them about my little French island. They wanted to know about me. They were interested, and they were always ready to share about their country with you. That's amazing. And lastly, the landscapes of Jamaica. You
Okay.
can find beautiful mountains, beautiful forests, beautiful rivers. You have all this in one place,
Yes.
and that was great. That was one of my favorite year.
Okay, thank you. So here in Jamaica, nice. So how many countries
Yeah.
have you actually lived in?
Wow. That's hard to count, but to sum up, I did my university in France. I studied in France mostly, in mainland France. In the south of France, a city called Bordeaux.
Okay,
I don't know if
Bordeaux.
you heard about
Yeah,
that.
wine, wine.
Yes, exactly. It's the capital of wine. That's
Yes.
why I went there. Because I'm a wine lover.
Okay.
But yeah, I lived in France,
Yes.
but I also lived in Jamaica, and I lived in Trinidad
Okay, Trinidad.
also.
So that's where the
That's why
accent is
you,
coming from.
yeah.
Any particular reason why you moved to Trinidad, or was it just family or something?
Um, that was part of my will to go to every single Caribbean island. This is my dream. And when I went to Jamaica, when I studied at UWI, I met many Trinis there, and I was fascinated by also their culture, the soca and all this. So Trinidad was also a place I wanted to experience, and that motivated me to go there for 8 months.
Okay.
I did an internship there, and I loved it. That was very different from Jamaica,
Yes.
but the the memories I made there were crazy.
Yes, Trinidad is a special country. I've visited Trinidad. I mean, not for any long time, like as a
Yeah,
tourist, but I enjoyed my time in Trinidad. Yes, it is a special country. I like Trinidad too.
it is. Yeah, the cuisine, the food there, I find it very, very good because I
Yes,
love Indian food.
yeah, exactly.
But the even the people, they look like us much more than in mainland Trinidad.
That's right. Okay, so
Yeah,
I mean, you've lived in several countries, but what about countries you have visited, like as a tourist? How many
yeah,
countries have you visited?
that's much more.
A
um,
rough estimate.
a rough estimate, I would say something like 20 countries.
Wow.
I've been to Europe, obviously, because I lived in France. So I did UK, Spain, Portugal. I also did recently the Portugal islands that are in the Atlantic.
Yes,
Not many people know about these, but they're the
including
Azores.
me. What's the name?
Yeah, the Azore and Madeira. These
Oh, I
are
see.
two islands from Portugal. So I visited these. I'm going to Spain next week to the Canary Islands. Um, I went to Africa
Yes.
to Togo.
Togo.
Yeah, Togo. It's next to Ghana.
Yes. Okay.
Um, and most of my travels have been in the Caribbean, though. I've been to St. Lucia, um, to Dominican Republic, Jamaica, obviously. Um, where Saint Martin and Guilla, Saint Bart. Some I can't even remember, you know.
that is a that is a good thing. That is a very good
Yeah,
thing. Not being to so many
my
places that you
goal,
don't.
my goal is to go to every single one of them. That's the
And
achievement.
I hope you do. I hope you
Yeah,
do.
thank you, thank you.
So basically, you're hoping to continue doing this for the foreseeable future. You want to keep on moving around and going to different places, right?
Yes, I want to experience South America. That's my main objective right now because this is part of the world that I'm very attracted to, mostly Brazil. And next, the next step would obviously be to go to Asia because that's somewhere very far from us, but the places they are so beautiful, like in Japan, Thailand, the Philippines. Yeah,
Yeah.
these are places that I want to experience.
Okay. Well, I hope you get to do this definitely. All right. So
Yeah.
please tell me about France. I mean, so you're a national, yes, but what brought you to France? What was the
Well,
inspiration? Mm.
that's something I guess you would find that in every Caribbean island is when you want to do some sort of studies, they don't really exist in our countries because it's small, you know, and it's very specialized. So I was forced in a way to go to France to do the studies I wanted to do because it didn't exist in Martinique. Okay,
Yes.
but at the same time, from Martinique to go to France is very easy, as I told you, because we are a part of it. We
Yes.
are in the Caribbean, but we have a French ID, French everything. So for me, I can just go into a plane and be in France, and it would be like I'm a French national from the mainland France.
Yes.
So that was not hard for me to do that move. But obviously, the culture is very different from the Caribbean because it's a European country, and I had to adapt myself to that. That
Give
was the
stick a pin.
examples.
Yes, please tell me
Yeah.
like what? Like
Um, like like just saying hi to the people.
yeah, yes, yes,
For
like
us,
Caribbean.
for
Yes,
us in
yes,
the
yes.
Caribbean, yeah, it's so normal. But when you go there and you say hi to the people, it's like you have a problem and they're not even answering you.
You're a crazy guy.
And right, like why is he telling me hi? What is wrong with you? Does he want
yes.
something from me? No,
Ye-
I'm just being polite. You
Yes,
know,
yes.
and obviously the weather that's something I discovered. The cold when you go there, obviously in the Caribbean we don't have winters, so that was something else also that was
Yes.
very hard. And the food, the food, I like my spicy food, my Caribbean food. And France has great food, but I didn't find my you know, it wasn't as good, as like when I was in Trinidad. I was enjoying every time I eat.
Yes, yes. Understood. Um,
But that was an amazing experience, really. France is a beautiful place, full of history. The If somebody is interested in seeing civilization that's been there for centuries and things, I would really recommend to go to France.
okay. What age did you go to France?
Sorry?
Your first time going to France? Mainland.
Oh,
What age was this?
well, as a tourist, I went there with family. I was 10, but when I went to live there for my studies, I was 11. No, 19. Sorry, 19.
19. Okay. Nice,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
So challenges. I mean, you mentioned some, but is there anything else that stick out to you, like challenges faced, or if persons are planning to move from, let's say, the Caribbean, or even let's say from a bigger country like America, what challenges
Yeah.
do you think they should they should anticipate or should look out for,
to go
beware
to
of?
France?
Yes.
Okay. Well, obviously, I would say the first one would be the language barrier
Yes.
because French people are very passionate about their French, right? So you will find yourself in situations where very few people speak English or any other language. They speak only French. So if anybody trying to go to France and stay there for a while, I would suggest that you already practice a little bit of French before going. That would
Okay.
help.
Yes.
The other challenge would be to adapt yourself to the French culture because they have some manners, some like for instance for greeting the people,
Yes.
something that I've considered that was normal, for me because I was raised in a French environment. But when I went to Jamaica, I realized that no, that was something French. We greet ourselves by having a kiss on the cheek.
Yes, yes, no, yes, definitely
You
in
know
Jamaica.
that.
That's
Yeah.
yes,
So when I raised in Jamaica, but that's only male and females, right? You don't kiss a man on the cheek.
yes.
But when I reached in Jamaica, I wanted to greet the females by giving them a kiss on the cheek. And they were like, but what is wrong with this man?
This crazy guy, crazy guy
Yeah, why
again.
is he kissing my cheek? But that's so normal for us. So,
Yes.
yeah, before planning to move, learn about a little bit of the French habits, the French uh, expressions, how to behave and things. And yeah, I would guess that's
That those are
some
the
of the
ones.
challenges. Yeah, and obviously the cost because in France they use euros,
Yes.
and that can be very expensive for some people. Especially in Paris. Paris is very very expensive place in terms of accommodation, even the food and things. So be aware of that too. If you're planning to move to France, be sure that you have a good financial support before going.
Do you have a rough estimate of like a budget? How much someone should try to budget?
Um, I would say that you would need at least if you plan to live here, right?
Yes.
Um, at least 1,000 euros a month
Okay.
if you don't live in Paris, because only in Paris the accommodation is already 800 euros.
Wow.
No, that's also why I lived in south of France, Bordeaux, which was much more affordable.
Yes.
But yeah, you would need at the minimum 1,000 euros a month
Okay.
to have a
And
yeah to
yeah,
live
comfortably.
right.
Okay, understood, understood. So now that you're an insider, what tips do you have for visitors who go to France? Like where should they go? Like you must see this place. If you go to France, you must see this place, or you must eat here.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Okay. Well, obviously, the most beautiful thing that you will find in France, in my opinion, is obviously Paris, right?
Yes.
This city is just magic. Um, if you have a girlfriend and you take her to Paris, I can tell you that she's gonna marry you the day after because this city, it's so romantic. The buildings, the vibe, the whole it's called the city of love for something. It's a
Okay.
beautiful place. You obviously have to go to the Eiffel Tower. Um, but since I lived in south of France, I will also advocate for that part of the country, which is very very different. You get a Mediterranean kind of vibe.
Yes.
It's much more laid back than Paris because Paris is still a big city where you would find like in New York, it's very busy. The people, they don't mind you. In South, it's much more laid back. The people are more friendly, and the scenery is also beautiful. You have the ocean right next to it, and that makes a very big difference. In Bordeaux, I would recommend to go to Bordeaux, to try the Bordeaux wine, which
Yes.
is the best wine from France. But I would also recommend the people to go to Marseille, to Cannes, to Nice, Monaco, this other part of France, near Italy. It's very beautiful, and it's must see, definitely.
So these places, the last ones that you call like Monaco and like Cannes, they are in the south also?
Yeah, they're in the south, but south east of France,
Okay,
or southwest.
so you
Yeah.
so you're talking about a train ride or a bus or what?
Yeah, the people were one thing you could do would be like going first to Paris, then you take the train. There's a train, high-speed train from Paris to Bordeaux, and then because Bordeaux is at the left hand in south of France, and then you could go all the way, to Italy from south by train, and you stop at some cities, and that's a great tour, a great
Okay.
thing to do.
Well, I can tell you this. When I go to France, I've never been to France, but when I go to France, I know where I'm going. I'm going to the south of France because of you. Definitely. Without a
Yeah,
doubt.
yeah.
Without a doubt. Okay.
Stay in Paris for a little bit, and then yeah, go south of France.
Okay. I'll definitely do that. All right. So, I mean, traveling to other European countries, was this easy for you? Like moving around to other countries?
Yeah, because we have a European passport, so it means that we don't have to check at the borders of any European countries. We can freely move around Europe. So that makes it very easy. For instance, when I visited Spain and Portugal, I
Yes.
was with family and we did it by car because you can just get your car and go to anywhere you want.
Okay.
And that was a great car trip, like 11 hours to go from south of France to Portugal. So we crossed the whole of Spain by car, and then we toured the whole of Portugal. That was great, great.
Okay. Fantastic. I like that. All right. So let's play a word association game. If I say travel, what comes to mind?
Travel, adventures,
Okay. Future.
money,
I like that. Life.
like um, happy,
Okay, very good. And the last one, Instagram.
Instagram, fame.
Okay, I like that. I like that. And the last question for today. If a friend told you that they were planning to move to France, what would you say to them?
I would say bonne chance, bon courage,
Okay.
et la vie est belle.
And you have to translate that for me, sir.
Oh, I mean, good luck. I wish you the best, and life is beautiful there. So go ahead, try it, because obviously France is one of these countries where you always have something to do. You don't get bored, and it's a country full of history, full of magic. So go ahead, eat some croissant, some baguette, drink some wine, and enjoy yourself.
I like that. Wow, nice and lengthy. So Lenz, if people would like to
Yeah.
continue the conversation with you, how can they do so?
Well, they can follow me on Instagram at lens_55. Yeah, that's the only really social media where I'm very active.
Yes.
So they can reach me there.
So that's lens_55.
Or
LENZ
55. Then,
underscore 55 at Instagram.
yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Thank you so much for coming on the show, Lens. Please take care.
Thank you, Ryan, for having me, and au revoir, everyone.
All right.
Bye bye.
Thanks for listening today. I hope you are inspired. You can find more helpful and motivational material at globalinsidersgroup.com. That is, insiders with an S. You can also keep in touch at Global Insiders on Instagram. See you next time, but remember, you can be your own superhero. Bye.